Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So tonight my fiance is finally doing her video, and several things that we found recently tied into her theory, and I'll let her tell you all about her theory. But uh, momentarily, in the meantime, let me just say that we thought it over, we looked over the data, and we decided that we're going to go ahead and keep running our binary code the way we've been running it. Now, we are going to run it in the long form also. But we've come to the conclusion, or at least we're theorizing, that the zeros and ones ran across is a layer of code. And it's tying right into everything. So we're going to keep it. We're probably not going to run things against it anymore. It'll be the last thing we do. And then you guys can take or leave that information that we get with the binary code. But as for us, we're going to keep it because it's a lot of good information, and we think it's a layer of the code, as simplistic as it is. So now she's going to hit some points that are running through some of these that tie into her theory. One of those points we caught on 4114 when we ran the numerological numbers 4114 against DS research. All right. And that's going to be computational intelligence. All right. And then the second point was going to actually be DNA nanotechnology, and that ends up Yi Lu at the Department of Chemistry at Indiana University, and so that flows in there. The third point she's going to cover is biotechnology, and we just saw that, and we can't find it, but we know it's in there.
I'm actually looking at this right here, and it says topics in gene. So it's probably in one of our gene searches. See that right there, biotechnology.
Ah, yes.
So yeah, and I just realized that as we started the video, but I'm not gonna go back and look
All
at that
right.
right now. But it's probably in one of the gene decodes, you guys.
Yeah, and it's right here actually in one of our links that we're going to provide. So
Mm-hmm.
there it sits anyway.
Right.
Uh, but then your fourth one is going to be 1001000 against DSS research, and the first thing that you came up with was AI research and development. Then the fifth one is 1001000 technology and random, and I think it was in both actually. It was a biologically inspired approach to information technology, and that caught her interest. And your sixth thing is going to be 1001000. That's the backwards binary code. And by the way, some of these are in two princes, and some of these are in soft and dry.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually kind of, both of these kind of run together, as do a lot of these searches,
It
guys.
started with the computational intelligence that was actually in two princes, and furthered on with our soft and dry decode as it
Right,
unfolded.
exactly. And so that's basically your YSIDS SD ran backwards in binary, our binary, and got you computational physics, and that's a point she wants to hit. And your seventh one was Miss Yi Li, PhD, at Jackson Laboratory.
Who specializes in computer science and medicine.
Exactly. So I'm going to hand it right over to her, and she's got her first point quite ready right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys. So yeah, he was blowing through some information, and I uh-oh. Sorry about that. He was blowing through some information, and I was listening to him like I do when I usually get off work to watch his videos and catch up on everything, you guys, because even though I'm not on these videos, I still pay attention and listen and gather the information and do these things with him. So, two words caught my eye. I actually made him, or ear, I should say. made him pause the video and was like, wait a second, computational intelligence, did you look that up? And he's going, no, but I provided a link. And so I looked it up, you guys, and I thought it was really interesting because computational intelligence, I'm going to read you guys a little bit about it.
You might start with your theory.
Oh, yeah, my theory. So let me back that up. So I have a theory, you guys, because we kept getting all these genes popping up and AI hits, protein coding genes and stuff like that. And I had a theory that maybe that they were calculating all this stuff and hitting all these genes and DNA and all that kind of stuff is to try to help make AIs more real. Okay, crossbreeding DNA with AI, artificial intelligence, right? Well, it's interesting because I had already done a previous video on how we ended up tying a little bit of that together. And then as I looked up computational intelligence, it furthered it as well as all these other things that I'm about to give you guys a little bit of information. And of course, as always, we'll provide links so you guys can read up on this. I don't want to make this a really long video. So that way you guys can also research this stuff on your own when you have time because it's a lot of information. So I'm just going to give it, it's a lot. So I'm just going to give you some, I guess, highlights, we'll call them. So computational intelligence is a relatively new area. It's called CI. It deals with nature-inspired computation methodologies and approaches to solve complex problems for real-world challenges to which traditional methodologies and approaches are ineffective or infeasible. As such, CI methodologies and approaches aim at creating intelligent systems by using innovative and nature-inspired algorithms. You guys, if you don't know what algorithms are, I'll just explain that to you real quick. It's basically rules or steps into which it has to take in order to follow the rules of the programs it's using. So computational intelligence, Computer Science 658, Athabasca University Computational Intelligence Course Syllabus. In complex problems domains, there is no approach that can guarantee an optimal solution when an infinite number of possible solutions exist. Consider looking at a mountain range from above. Imagine that the three-dimensional surface is a mapping of evaluation function. Finding the graph maximum, which is the tallest mountain basically, can't be done by a computer in any simple way. You can pick a spot and assess your left and your right and using a hill climbing algorithm, AI tool, find a local maximum, but you won't know whether you have found the tallest mountain. But with CI, you can look for one that's tall enough. You do this by picking a bunch of spots at random, then looking around each of them to find local maxima. To quit, either decide how many times you want to do this or what is the minimum height that is high enough. Okay, and then it says contrast with artificial intelligence, AI, which is mimicry of cognitive process. So you could look at AI as human-based and CI as nature-based, right? And start an argument that way. Some say that CI is a subfield of AI. Some consider it a parallel discipline. Now, genetic algorithms devise an encoding for a problem solution so that you can represent candidate solutions as bit strings, develop a valuation process that assesses candidate solutions and gives them scores, create a random population of candidate solutions, devise a strategy to identify parent solutions, typically favor higher scoring solutions, and use the parents to create a new generation of candidate solutions by splicing the bit strings at some random point. Okay, you guys, so and this talks about let's see here, randomly apply a mutation, change a few bits somewhere, get scores for your population, and repeat many times. Now, so basically there's all these links to what is the difference between computational intelligence and artificial intelligence. But that was very interesting to me because also in here we had something that was talking about computational physics, which I'll get to here in a little bit, but it tied into this somewhere, but I'm not going to read to you guys all about that. I'll provide a link for the computational physics here in a little bit. But then we have DNA nanotechnology, which I read about and found it interesting because DNA nanotechnology is a natural nanomolecule stretching 2 nanometers wide, or 2 billionth of a meter. DNA nanotechnologies uses chemical and physical forces to guide the DNA molecule into forming ordered structures or shapes. Potential uses for DNA nanotechnology range from creating miniature computers to capsules for delivering drugs. Interesting.
Miniature computers.
Yeah, little miniature computers, you guys, which of course can be produced into big computers such as AIs. So, and then we got biotechnology and
or quantum computers even.
Right, or quantum computers, yeah. So I'm trying to.
That's your biotechnology.
I know. I was just reading if this was the one that by combining this newly gained knowledge of the method. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this was the last couple sentences that caught my eye on this one, you guys, why I decided to okay, so biotechnology can be defined as the controlled and deliberate manipulation of biological systems, whether living cells or cell components, for the efficient manufacture or processing of useful products. The fact that living organisms have evolved such an enormous spectrum of biological capabilities means that by choosing appropriate organisms, it is possible to obtain a wide variety of substances, many which are useful to man as food, fuel, and medicines. Over the past 30 years, biologists have increasingly applied the methods of physics, chemistry, and mathematics in order to gain precise knowledge at the molecular level of how living cells make these substances by combining the newly gained knowledge with the methods of engineering and science. What has emerged is the concept of biotechnology, which embraces all of the above mentioned disciplines, you guys. Ties right into my theory, and we'll provide a link for that, you guys, so you can read up on that some more. I'm just trying to give you some highlights and why I included this in my video.
This was your AI. This was the link for AI that we got out of DSS research that didn't go back to DSS research, but went straight to AI research development in this book.
Right.
So,
and this is also talking about the algorithms for the SAT research community, so that they deserve further study for trying to understand the limits on the performances of SAT encodings for such basic problems. So this kind of ties in with the same algorithms, you guys, which is a set of rules or steps it needs to take to
SAT-based
algorithms. So it deals with encoding, elliptic curves problems, and stuff like that. So we'll provide a link and you guys can read all about that as well. And this is something we've actually pulled out of our decodes. All this stuff is stuff that we pulled out of our decodes, you guys.
Right. Yep.
In two different decodes, one being two princes, so a song, a music change, and then one being a logo change to a deodorant. Seemingly random
stuff.
Yeah, but it's very unrandom.
Yeah.
So oh, that's right. We were going to include this. Okay, you guys, so I'm not going to read about this, but this is a book. It's a biologically inspired approaches to advanced information technology. We wanted to provide this link because this also came up and it gives you guys some information about the evolution of the internet, information on infrastructures and some other things that you guys can read about that tied into this as well that came out of our searches. Or I mean our decodes, I apologize. And then here's the computational physics and machine learning. This one is interesting because while I was reading about computational intelligence, it was talking about computational physics and some other things too. I read up about how this computational intelligence came about, who made it. I'll provide those links. You guys will be able to find it as well. But in the lectures, we introduce each topic and proceed to hands-on examples in both MATLAB and Python. The course grade is based on weekly homework and a class project AA. The topics covered include computational linear algebra, fitting and interpolation, integration, sorting and selection, root finding, and computational linear algebra. fitting and interpolation, integration, sorting and selection, root finding, and nonlinear sets of equations, random numbers, Monte Carlo methods, optimization, eigen systems, Fourier methods, wavelet statistical tests, ODESs, and PDESs, classification and inference, which I'll also provide the link. You guys can read up some more on that, computational physics and machine
Right.
learning.
And it's followed, guys, by more modern methods are also included, such as machine learning and artificial intelligence is the next sentence. So,
Leering.
huh? Learning.
Oh,
Yeah, the
oh, okay.
screen's just
Yep.
yep, machine
So,
learning. So,
yep.
yeah, that's kind of interesting. And then,
Which,
and
okay, yeah.
oh, did you want to stay
No,
here?
no, it's
No.
okay.
Okay. And again, we pulled all these out of our decodes, guys.
Right, and this one is another one that I was just reading up on, you guys. That he was talking to me about a video or having me watch a video, and this information came up, and QTP came up, and so I was like, wait a second, what does that mean? And it's the quantum theory project, and so I was like, let's read all about this quantum theory project going on, and so I pulled it up, and this is what it is. The Quantum Theory Project is among the world's larger research centers for theory, modeling, and computation of complex, novel molecular and material systems. We focus on the subtle, profound interplay of chemical and physical realism, develop quantum mechanical methods, and implement them in innovative software. Founded in 1960 by Professor Olav Lodin, we operate the world-renowned Sanibel Symposia. QTP is home of the editorial office of Advances in Quantum Chemistry and the editorial office of Journal of Physics and Chemistry of Solids. The director is Dr. Halping Chang, and the associate director is Dr. Richard Hennig. Sorry, we are a multidisciplinary institute of departments of chemistry, physics, material sciences and engineering, and computer and information sciences and engineering of the University of Florida. Which we've also had another connection to the University of Florida, but I'll have to go and do some more research on that and find out what it was and where it was, because I'm not sure. I haven't been able to find it yet, so I'll let you guys know further when I get that information.
Yeah, it's somewhere in
So,
one of the decodes that led back to the
yep, I'm thinking it
to
might have been a random, but I'm
the
not
University of
100%.
Florida at some point. But
So,
then, okay, that was your computational intelligence,
mhm.
and that leaves you with
All about Yi Lee, PhD.
yes, Yi Lee
Mhm. Who studies and,
pursued.
yeah. She pursued her PhD study in computer science, specifically statistical machine learning from 1997, which is interesting because we hit that decode 97. That's how it came up, was the year. That's the only way it tied to
Well,
back to her,
no, that we
right?
haven't. I haven't done that video yet,
Oh,
actually.
all right. Well, all right. So,
So there's a spoiler, but that's okay. No, we found her in our initial. How did we find her? I got her highlighted. I do. We found her in the forward genetics of soft and dry of the letters YI. So genetics.
right, which also we would have found her in the previous one before that as well.
Correct. We would
Yep.
have found her in two princes if we would have scrambled the letters, which a computer would do. But again,
Yeah, so
time
anyways, this Yi
management.
Lee, during this period of time, I not only worked in machine learning theory, but also designed and implemented a new family of online learning algorithms to recognize the handwriting digits in MNIST dataset and obtain the state of art performance that could be achieved by online learning algorithms at the time. From 2001 to 2003, I worked on McRory gene expression data. The methods I explored included supervised classifications via relevance vector machines and unsupervised class discovery. Since 2004, I have been working in statistical genetics, dissecting genetic base for complex human diseases by analysis of genome wide linkage and association data, exome-wide sequencing data, RNA sequencing data, since the genetic variants far outnumbered the sample size, various statistical methods, including data imputation, regularized regression, generalized linear mixed models, pathway analysis, fine mapping, and evidence combination from heterogeneous data sources have been explored and developed. I have published more than 40 peer-reviewed papers in various journals, including first or co-first author publications in Nature Genetics. Interesting. American Journal of Human Genetics, Machine Learning, Journal of Computer and System Sciences, and IEEE Transactions on Information Theory, which I actually found IEE as one of the links to computational intelligence, was one of the sources for what that was. And I didn't know that until I just saw it, but there's that. So yeah, a lot of information, you guys. I could have provided more, but I think that's enough. You guys will have to read up on it for yourselves. Just all kind of ties into my theory of how they're possibly experimenting with DNA technologies and mixing genes and AI to make them as real as possible. Real computers, you guys. Real life RoboCop status.
Yeah, real life computers and real live
Real
computers.
live computers to make them
And
as human as possible.
I think, was it Megan that mentioned that there was other patents for quantum computers, including biological? Somebody mentioned that a while back,
Yeah,
actually.
I'm not sure.
And I never did look into that, actually. I meant to, but obviously there's a lot to look into. So
Yeah,
if
that
they're
was a
out
lot.
there, if they are out there, we do see evidence for them, or at least for them being built.
Yeah, and once
So
again, you guys, this is all stuff that came out of our decodes, that all tied into. Now, this was just a theory, and believe me, I wish like I could have been proved wrong. I don't want real computers. I mean,
all
human
right,
computers. Like, yeah,
well,
that could be bad.
yeah, there is evidence that you're not wrong.
Yeah,
So there's that.
unfortunately.
And quite a bit of it. So we'll
Yeah,
see where the rest of these decodes end up going.
let's just hope it doesn't end up in the wrong hands.
Yeah, yeah, there's that. So
Yeah.
um, I think that covered everything, and that tied it all back through your theory.
Yep. We'll provide
So
all these links, you guys. Sorry it took so long. Having time is not something that I have a lot of, so, but
right,
I did want to make sure that I got this video out because I think it's important information. It's very interesting, and yeah, I wanted to let you guys know what they're doing.
right, and yeah, we'll see what else we get that ties back through that theory. And there's plenty more to do, and now there's plenty more to look at. So
Yep, and then he's got another video coming out all about this Yi Lee character, and
yes,
we'll find out all about that.
yes, and among other things, that's interesting, interesting notes. But the fact that she's into so much and has the knowledge to have a quantum computer,
Build one.
not to build one, for the cost of parts and stuff.
Yep, nobody would ever even have to know. She could have a better quantum computer than anybody out there. Is the
That's just
you
the
know?
thing. She
Yeah.
certainly could.
Yep. But
Or an entirely rudimentary one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a worse one than everybody else, but perfect for her.
right.
Because she just made it out of parts. She made it exactly the way she wanted it. I don't know. This is a theory, guys. I have a feeling she's got access to a quantum computer, and judging by her credentials, she could very, very easily have one
Oh
that
yeah.
she made herself.
And
that
understand it
that
very
wouldn't
well.
cost that wouldn't yeah exactly that wouldn't cost billions of dollars,
Hmm.
because all she'd need is the components, not somebody with the know-how, because she's the one with the know-how, right? So all she'd need is the components, and bam, instant quantum computer.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because she certainly has the resources for that and the knowledge for that, and she's running right through these decodes, guys. Two of them now. Uh, let's be real. Two princes. She's there. She's there. We just missed it because we didn't scramble letters, and that makes me want to start scrambling letters. But again, time. If you did that, it'd take so long, and it takes so long already.
Yeah, and it looks like we hit it anyway. So without scrambling the letters, if they're
Yeah,
there, they're
yeah.
there. They're
Well,
gonna
we
be
hit it
there.
without scrambling the letters due to our next decode. So thanks, Moneybags, for that.
Yeah, I'm
uh,
glad I decided to challenge him on that one and see what happens.
yeah,
So,
it's
but
an
this
interesting
video is
one.
running pretty long, you guys. So we're gonna let this video go at that. So thanks for your thumbs up, thumbs down, comments, leads, feedback, subscriptions. Thanks for all your participation. We really appreciate our viewers, and thanks a lot for watching, you guys. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your night.